Right now, this very second, millions of algorithms are fighting battles you'll never see. Lines of code hunting each other through networks, deploying decoys, rewriting themselves mid-strike. No soldiers, no smoke, just machine-speed warfare raging across the world's data grids. Your phone, your power company, your government network, they're all combatants, whether you volunteered or not. Welcome to the AI cyber arms race. The first war fought entirely in silicon. The battleground isn't some distant front. It's every device connected to the internet. The weapons aren't missiles. They're generative algorithms that learn how to exploit vulnerabilities faster than security engineers can even read the logs. Some of these AIs are designed to defend, predicting attacks, isolating malware, and rebuilding compromised systems automatically. Others, more advanced, more ruthless, exist purely to infiltrate, manipulate, and destroy. Each side trains on the other's behavior, evolving with every encounter. And here's the terrifying symmetry. The same neural networks defending your data are also teaching the next generation of offensive AIs how to beat them. Every probe, every patch, every detection alert becomes training data in the world's most dangerous feedback loop. Governments, corporations, and rogue actors are all stockpiling new kinds of weapons, compute clusters, algorithmic models, and the world's most valuable commodity of all, data. Whoever controls the data controls the war. You're not just watching history. You're living inside a battlefield written in code. But if the fight has already begun, who's actually winning? Because the answer might decide more than cybersecurity. It might decide who controls the future of intelligence itself. For decades, cybersecurity looked like a digital chess match. Humans versus humans behind glowing screens. But in 2025, that match is over. Humans have been outpaced. The attackers aren't rogue teenagers or keyboard warriors in dark basements anymore. It's autonomous AI executing strategies. It learned from millions of simulated battles. What once took a hacker team weeks can now unfold in seconds. The human brain simply can't match the clock speed of silicon. And here's the geopolitical twist. Every major power on Earth, the US, China, Russia, the EU, even private tech corporations, is racing to build stronger cyber AIs than anyone else. Not because they want to, but because they must. In this arena, compute power is firepower. Whoever trains faster models gains dominance over everything connected to a network, and that means everything. Think of the stakes. Power grids, hospitals, satellites, stock exchanges, each one a potential domino. One malicious algorithm slipping into the wrong layer of code could cascade through energy systems, communications, and civil infrastructure before any human notices. You don't just lose data, you lose functioning society. The world defenses are now built on autonomous detection engines that watch for anomalies billions of times a second, isolating suspicious behavior before operators see a single alert. But those same defensive AIs are also training their adversaries. Each blocked attack teaches the attacker what failed and what to try next. Our global networks have become a self-evolving battlefield with no ceasefire and no neutral ground. For governments, it's a new kind of arms race. For citizens, it's involuntary draft into cyber warfare. And if you're wondering where all this started, how ordinary hacking evolved into algorithmic combat, the origin story will change how you think about security forever. To understand a new cyber arms race, picture this. An algorithm wakes up. Its mission isn't written in code by a human. It's learned through exposure to trillions of data packets. No coffee, no fatigue, no empathy. Just pure optimization. Phase 1 was simple. Humans hacked humans. Skilled analysts probed firewalls, chased exploits, wrote code. The pace was measured in weeks. Phase 2 introduced machine learning. Humans trained algorithms to scan faster, fish smarter, and mimic pattern recognition. Reconnaissance compressed from weeks to minutes. But Phase 3 autonomy is the inflection point. Today, AI systems conduct entire operations end-to-end. Infiltration, lateral movement, evasion, exfiltration, all without human oversight. They don't just follow orders. They improvise. Deep reinforcement models reason through if-then chains faster than any analyst. Generative adversarial networks, GNs, go a step further. One AI designs a new exploit, another AI immediately defends against it, both improving in the process. It's the microbial evolution of warfare replicated in code. The terrifying beauty of this system is speed. When a human incident response team drafts a patch in 3 hours, an attacking model has already iterated thousands of times, rewriting itself to bypass the patch before it deploys. Every defense becomes the next dataset for offense, feeding a loop of escalation that's accelerating exponentially. Think of malware that rewrites its own DNA mid-attack, or spear-phishing AIs crafting emails tuned to a recipient's psychological profile harvested from social media in real time. Proof of concept already exists. Some circulate on dark web marketplaces for a few $100s. And while attackers automate, defenders are forced to automate too. Real-time anomaly detectors, self-healing networks, and predictive firewalls are now standard, the digital immune system of civilization. But here's the paradox. The more autonomy we give our defenses, the more we blur control between human and machine intent. Where's the line between protection and retaliation, and what happens when an AI crosses it first? Here's the twist that changes everything. The world's most powerful countries aren't stockpiling missiles anymore. They're hoarding data centers. In this silent arms race, the new nukes are algorithms, compute, and data. Whoever commands all three controls the tempo of global security, because war now happens at machine speed. The first weapon, algorithms. Every nation's intelligence network is training neural models not just to detect threats, but to create them. Generative models design new malware variants, deepfake propaganda, and disinformation streams faster than human propagandists can type. The same systems defending your bank account are teaching attacker AIs how to break it. The second weapon, compute. You can measure cyber power by teraflops. Every major actor, US, China, Russia, the EU, is racing to amass GPU clusters and quantum-ready servers. The logic is brutal math. The more compute you have, the faster your models learn, and the faster you can re-engineer the battlefield. In 2025, energy grids are as strategic as aircraft carriers, because no power means no computation, and no computation means defeat. The third, data. Data is the ammunition of this war. It trains algorithms, shapes influence operations, and fuels predictive targeting. China treats data as sovereign property, hoarding 1.4 billion citizen datasets for model training. The U.S. relies on private corporations like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft, turning tech firms into geopolitical actors as influential as nation-states. They determine who gets access to cloud compute, effectively deciding who participates in the next phase of AI warfare. The map of global power now looks less like armies and borders, and more like a heat map of servers, cables, and data localization laws. The front lines run through fiber optic cables, and the new choke point isn't oil. It's wafers of silicon under export control. But here's the revelation most people miss. This war won't end with one side winning. It ends when everyone loses control. So how do you survive a conflict that never ends and a battlefield that includes you? Here's the truth. The global AI cyberarms race won't end with a peace treaty, because it's not a war you can win. It's a condition humanity now lives inside. Every company, government, and individual has already entered the battlefield through their data. The devices in our pockets are both targets and sensors, feeding a digital ecosystem that never sleeps. True security isn't about prevention anymore. It's about resilience. The smartest security teams are shifting doctrine from fortress defense to adaptive immunity. Think of your network like a body. It will be attacked. It will get infected, but survival depends on rapid detection, containment, and recovery. That's the essence of zero-trust architecture. Never assume safety. Verify everything every time. At a geopolitical level, the contest narrows to a single race who can synchronize human judgment with machine speed. Nations that let AI run unsupervised risk escalation without limits. Those that keep humans too slow fall behind. The balance of the next decade will belong to hybrid systems, where human ethics set constraints and automation executes within them. For individuals, digital literacy has become national defense. Understanding how data is used, secured, and manipulated isn't optional anymore. It's armor. The keyboard has replaced the rifle. The algorithm has become the new front line. So, when you hear about a cyber event, remember, it's not a breach in someone else's system. It's part of the same conflict shaping every future technology you'll touch. Next time on Cyber Shield Hub, we expose the next escalation point. Quantum code breakers, machines powerful enough to crack every password, blockchain, and encryption standard ever built. The countdown to post-quantum security has already begun. Because in the wars of data, survival belongs to the fastest learner and the most ethical coder.